Fudge you money comedy. Can we make jokes that are FU? We can. And we can do it at a level that other people can't match, won't stop, can't contain. Here's the problem. Most people have one fantasy about FU money. That fantasy is boring. It goes like this. Oh, I'm going to do one thing. Magically, $1 million is going to come. Not buying a lottery ticket because everybody knows that doesn't work. This magical million, which never takes place, allows me to quit my job. I can now say F you to my boss, who isn't really your boss. It's actually your algorithm. That's your boss. It's actually your thinking, oh, I'm an old friend. Are you? Or, if we're going to be honest, you're a robot. Because the language of people is real. After your timeout, prove to me you're not a robot. You can't stop. You won't stop. Chang stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Are we going to have a good time in this video? Oh, definitively yes. Why? Because, like my timing you out, it's a mitigated, layered, nuanced dessert. Because we're not serving up just one flavor. We're not serving up just one flavor. Why are we not just serving up one flavor? Because we sometimes get burned. How? By being too trustworthy. Yeah. And here's where the FU goes one way, you to me, which is I would trust you more if you would have emailed or texted, hey, wink, wink, this is the inside scoop. But because you don't, I'm thinking I might get burned. Is this FU money? Oh, it is. This is how the FU money runs like a buffer, a protective bubble, an antibody. This is what I'm talking about. Going on vacation, renting out 2 hotel rooms, not in the same hotel. That's a level of fuck you money that people can't quite process, which is staying at the blah, blah, blah hotel while also staying at the Miami Beach Ritz-Carlton for the Cantor Fitzgerald conference. Because there's an insurance policy that gets paid via the mental mindset of FU, comma, money. Whereas F-U-money is fuck you money altogether. What counterintuitively we're doing is putting a protective bubble. Why? Because if people are going to send blow and hookers or prostitutes and drugs, they're going to send it to the hotel that we are speaking at. We are now bubbleless. No bubble. Because there's no bubble, now we're raw dogging. Kind of like how we're raw dogging with zero like. Kind of like how we're raw dogging with you know who I am, I don't know who you are. Therefore, there's a element of mistrust, distrust, and lack of ease. This is where we're talking about every other money is fuck you, fuck me money. Let's get into one. Why is Larry Chang being so hard on me today? He's being so hard on me even though I can memorize things like a robot, but then never ever purchase the book. Jim Quick, Limitless, Chapter 4, Fuck 62, Fuck 64, and Fudge Pack 67. Why? Because we're short circuiting ourselves in our timeout. We're short circuiting our brain when we know the things that we can benefit from, yet we don't culminate that relationship. Ditto being put in timeout twice and liking it 0. Where if I took the care to put you in timeout, don't you think that liking it helps you say, thank you, Larry, may I have another? Or the best form of FU is to double like it, where you like it and then you like it again. Because now we've registered 2 likes, but then the counter reads 0. You see, that's also a version of FU money, which you don't understand, which is this. It doesn't matter how many zeros there are. 0 new subscribers, 0 new likes, 0 extra dollars. What matters is the mentality of every new dollar is $0. Every new day is also day 0. Every new YouTube Live is an opportunity to be the best video ever shipped. What's my channel? It's on What They Don't Teach You in School. This is comedy, which is almost 650 versions of fuck you money. But since our time to do stand-up comedy is incredibly limited, we're going to only do a baker's dozen, which will continue to roll forward with what happens when one of the teachers that you hated in college, or dean, college administrator, what happens when one of them passes away? Are you going to send a fuck you, I'm happy that you slipped and fell down a flight of stairs, or became a victim of drowning in your own pee? I'm not going to visit your gravesite and urinate, but I will say you had a chance to say sorry and you didn't, because my email, lawrence.chang@gmail, it's wide open for you, Chalmer Seacrest. What's another version, Larry, of fuck you money? Here's another version. This should entertain all of us. It's this. When a restaurant treats you poorly, you leaving a monster tip and a 5-star review. There's nothing more off balancing, off putting, and off kilter with after a person gets treated horribly, you maintain a cool and level head and you leave a commensurate tip of 25%. Because what we're doing here is juxtaposing pain and pleasure. That's the essence of fuck you money. That's the pentultimate, which is can you mix the pleasure with the pain? Because what we're doing here is this. We're exploring a framing of our mind when it comes to inbound money and outbound money. Not to say that we need a timeout, but we do need perspective. That's what a timeout does, is it gives us a third-party perspective where we now can connect in the real world. Why? Because this is not a friendship. This is not a mentor-mentee relationship. This is Web 2 turning into Web 12. There is no bigger FU I can give to the YouTube community than FU, I'm not monetizing you, I'm trying to money fill you, where you're thinking that I'm going to pull money out of your vagina or butthole, but instead it's the mentality of can I, within a comedic session, yield a return on time? Why is Larry being so hard on me? Larry's being hard on you because it's hard on all of us. It's hard on the economy. It's hard on you. And then your mind starts to think, what can we do to encapsulate a empowering thought, which is by the end of this video with 9 more nuggets, how can we feel kindred with a person who has lifetimes of money? How do we go to sleep with an abundant mindset? How do we go from casual passerby to $STRC? How do we go from casual non-starfish destroyer and go to $MSTR, $STRK, $STRF, $MSTR? It's turning the starfish into a friend. It's turning the $ into a pinned message. So when version number 5 of Fuck You Money appears, it appears not what you would think, which is, screw you, boss, I made enough money, I'm going to leave now. Because why would you want to leave when you're meeting for the first time, potentially, Larry the Starfish? Who's Larry the Starfish? That would be this guy with Larry as a name badge. Larry Chang, what is this channel about? This channel's on stuff they don't teach you in school. And you'd think that a starfish who is lit would be the end all be all for stand up comedy. But we're not standing right now. We're seated and we're actually incorporating over 10 truths that are stated as 100.0% true as we're moving from 0 likes to 1 like. Why? Because a version of FU Money is Larry the Starfish making fun of Peter Thiel's book by having this set of FUs, which you'll benefit from financially. Why? Because I'm hilarious. You'll agree. Because 1, I named him Larry the Starfish. 2, you asked the question $STRK. It's a zero coupon bond, no recourse. Yes, financially advising you to understand that Larry the Starfish is the unofficial logo for MicroStrategy. Fuck you money is complicated but made simple. Why is it complicated? Because Web 12 is complicated. Why is it complicated? Because Web 5 is Bitcoin is Larry the Starfish with 5 complicated inside baseball, inside the bond market, inside treasury operations, inside baseball. Can't stop, won't stop, Chang stop. $MSTR, $STRC, $STRD, $STRK, $STRF. When those things are rattled off that quickly, that's being able to say, fuck you, Federal Reserve, I'm doing a legal attack. Is this version 5, 6, and 7 of fuck you money? It is. Because the Federal Reserve in 1913 told U.S. citizens, you're going to get screwed. You just don't realize it yet. Because Americans don't really think about the Roman Empire as often as we should. How many times a day do you think about the Roman Empire? How many times? Be honest. Because when we don't realize that money dies the same way every 6,000 plus times money has died, specifically fake paper fiat money has died, we are going to get screwed. Is this fuck you money in a complicated way? It's complicated because some people actually are going to benefit from money screwing us. Some people are going to change. Some people are going to get worse. This is like going to a rodeo where it looks like theoretically you should be able to succeed as a non-participant, not in the stadium, merely as an audience member watching on TV, watching on your phone, watching even in person. Hey, Larry doing stand-up comedy, that looks easy. Hey, Larry Chang doing a channel, that looks like it's gotten to product market fit. But the greasy little rungs of Larry the Starfish take place is, can we add in flavor to marinated food? We can. Can we add in flavor to an otherwise dry set of jokes? We could. And what we're doing here is flavoring the dildo, because the dildo of truth never arrives fully lubricated. This is the surprise. This is the Pulitzer Prize. This is the poet's surprise. Because what my videos aspire to do is to dole out Easter eggs. For example, Web 4. Can you stand closer to the money printer? There is such a thing as a money printer. The people that have money to go to dinner that costs $500, those people are standing right next to the money printer. F you, money, politician. Once you understand that the wealth in and around Washington, D.C. comes from the export of U.S. dollars abroad. John Connally, Treasury Secretary under Nixon, who detracted the United States away from the gold standard, just forked away, said famously, John Connally, our currency, it's our money, it's your problem. Tell me in the comments what you think of FU money, and is it helpful for us to get slightly more versions of FU money? Also, do you think that YouTube suppresses truths by guessing at the content that's going to be said, where the result of audience members does not depend on subscribing? It depends more upon using Gemini AI to guesstimate. So, do you think that there's a effort to suppress distribution, or do you think that it's just purely coincidental? Also, what nugget of this information has helped you think and later act? Because maybe I didn't set the goal to have this video be the best video. Let's finish with a happy ending. What would make this video the most valuable video ever from a FU money standpoint? I got 5. I have 5. I'll be doling them out on Twitter.